Hello everyone, my name is Yan and today I'll be talking about Ampyfin. So, Ampyfin is an assembled learning trading bot that trades while also trading simultaneously. So, for today I'll be showing how to use the website, the setup process. I'll go a little bit more into Oracle Cloud, what I'm running in the background, and finally some features I'm looking to implement this year. So, without further ado, let's go to the website. So, I should probably change the shop. The shop was cheaper, so that's why I used it, but I should probably change it. So, this is the website. So, this is a little bit description of how it works. Again, due to high volume requests, retrieving the data may take up to a minute. Um, so even zero volumes of requests, it could delay the data for up to a minute as well. And this is due to Render's policy of binding down um, inactive apps. So in December, we did have a problem with too many requests, and I had to build separate APIs so that it navigates the traffic there. But that's not a problem anymore. In January, there isn't too high of volume of requests. So retrieving the data, it does take up to a minute still. For January, the problem is because uh, there's not as much requests as there used to be. In December, there was too much. January, there's not that much. So that's something um, of that. So this is a live portfolio. So this is what Ampyfin is currently holding. This is the least recent buy. This is the most recent, and let's look at when it's bought the most recent one. Okay, so it did buy it on the 21st. So 21st at 10:49 a.m. Interesting. And it's wow, it's done well. Okay, so Netflix is where it did well. There are other stocks. It did have Apple recently, but I guess it did sell it. So what I want to point out is that Ampyfin is not perfect. It's not, just because it's machine learning, it's not perfect. So it's still learning qual trading as well. And this is still using 25 years worth of data. So even though it's trained using not 25. Yeah, it is 25. 25 years worth of data. It still has its own flaws. It's still learning as well. So Apple was there was it did have Apple and it had to sell Apple at I think at 3 point something percent, 3.1%, 3.12% loss. So just want to point out, Ampyfin is not perfect. You shouldn't use Ampyfin as your single instrument for investing. Just want to point that out. So Netflix is where it did well. I don't know how all the other stocks did. I'll have to look into that a little bit later. Apple was where it didn't do well, and it did sell Apple at a loss. These are live rankings of each indicator from TLib. So right now, rank 1 means it's the worst, by the way. 132nd means it's the best. So MFI indicator is working the best, while linear uh, angle indicator, this indicator is doing the worst. So each indicator has its own portfolio, and the ranking is based on a combination of a lot of things. The portfolio value that each indicator has, as well as the number of successful trades it closed minus the number of failed trades. So the ratio of successful to failed trade. So successful trade in general means did it trade at a profit, or and failed trade means did it sell at a loss. And there's different levels of how much profit it made, how much loss it made, and then it does account for that when giving these rankings. So that's a little bit more into that. Benchmark. So Ampyfin has been doing pretty well. Since the new Ampyfin rolled out January 3rd, it's up 10.45%. TQ2 is up 2.33% since January 3rd, and SPY is up 2.69% since January 3rd. So um, yeah, Ampyfin is doing pretty well compared to QQ and SPY. So that's more of that. Test Ampyfin. So again, I think benchmark. I'd say probably like some percentage of this is probably tied to how well it did on Netflix and maybe some recency stuff. So I'll have to look more into that. Test Ampyfin. So this does take a little while. So let's look into let's say meta. Let's just type in meta. So it's gonna run in the background for one while. Um, this I don't know how long it takes a long time. So we'll go a little bit more into that. While that's loading, we'll look into setup process. So the setup process is over here. It said installation. So you have to clone here. If you can fork your own as well, and then cd to Ampyfin. So before running this, you have to run you have to install tlib. So tlib is where the indicators that we're using are. So this is the original tlib Python. To use this, I personally recommend using the wheels. These these are more convenient to use for in my perspective, but both are very good. Both are very good resources. There's a link on that. After you install these, run pip install minus r requirements txt. Otherwise, if you run this first, you will get error saying that they couldn't find tlib. Um, After that, you set up your config.py. So you have to sign up for different APIs. Um, you have to sign up for different APIs. So Polygon.io there. There's financial prep. Um, there's the Alpaca as well as your Mongo, and then you just have to add it to config.py. After you add it to config.py, after you add the Mongo URL, make sure to give yourself network access, by the way. So make sure you have network access. Run the script setup.py. This will set up all the things for ranking client.py, trading client.py, everything that you need in Mongo. And after that, you could run trading client.py and ranking client.py. So also, by the way, I want to point out that this is defaulted to paper so that people don't live trade accidentally. I don't want people I don't want people running trading client.py, ranking client.py, and then just like, change this to live. No, no, no. I defaulted this to paper so that by default you're trading paper. But right for me, I'm trading live as well as many other traders. But it's defaulted to paper so people don't accidentally trade with zero data. And this is something I want to point out. So for people who are looking to do live trading, I would suggest running ratingclimb.py, and this is even for people who are looking to doing paper trading to test out Ampyfin. Run ratingclimb.py for at least 2 weeks so that you have some sense of data. That that is, I mean, it's still it has a lot of recency bias, but it's still something to work off of. Because if you're just running rankingclimb.py and tradingclimb.py simultaneously, after I guess all this setup, you're basically just trading with zero data, which it's not good. It's not good. So for me, I used Intrino to pre-train um the ML. I used about yeah, it's 24 years of data and it's still trading. It's still training while also trading. It's training now using data, the live data given by Alpaca and Financial Prep, Polygon, all those. So let's look at yeah, it's still loading for a meta. Oh, interesting. Very interesting. Okay. So we'll go back into that in a little bit. So let's go into Oracle Cloud. So currently I'm using an application called Putty. So Putty and let's go to Ampyfin. So right now in the background, I'm running both trading and ranking client. And this is using Oracle Cloud, by the way. And you could use Oracle Cloud for free. Um, there's a lot of tutorials on that on YouTube. So right now I'm running trading client.py and it's 0. So that's that. Oh, for people who are wondering, TMUX is a multiplexer. So um, for this, you can't use, what was it? You can't have like, two separate like with terminals like you have with VS Code. So that's why I use TMUX. So that's that's the trading client.py. It's still calculating for CD for that security. You could also go here and it's finished processing all strategies for ranking client.py and I'm waiting 120 seconds. Okay, that's cool. So that's that's pretty nice. Okay. Okay, it did process CDNS. Position is hold. Yeah. Ranking client.py is, oh no, this is not ranking. Ranking client.py is still waiting. Okay. So this is a little bit more on the Oracle Cloud stuff. This is what I'm running in the background. So I guess session one, it's ranking. So this is the learning part. Zero is the trading. So this is the actual trading part. So it's a little bit more into that. It's a little bit more into that. And empathy. Then calculated meta. Okay. So meta is currently hold. So this is an assumption that you have some securities in meta. So if you are holding meta, it suggests that you hold. It says, yeah, it suggests you hold. And this is how much each is weight. So buy weight is, wow, buy weight is very close to the hold weight. So it's a little bit more on the long side with meta. Sell is, yeah, sell is pretty low compared to buy. So it's suggesting that, again, this is at your own risk that you buy meta. So that's what Ampyfin is suggesting. Interesting. And finally, I guess features I'm looking into implementing. So guess on the recent update I made, I implemented my team and I implemented a stop loss and a take profit. Um, this is not using alpacas, but this is using our own application. We built the stop loss and a take profit system because we tried running asynchronous with alpaca and it didn't go through. So we're still looking into that. So the priority right now is, or this year, this not this year, this 6 months is to build sentiment analysis indicators. Scraping Reddit, market beats, seeking alpha. So we have the 132 indicators from TLib, and it's working very well. But we could probably the more data the better. So let's try. We're looking into building sentiment analysis indicators. A little bit more into that at a later time. We're also thinking of migrating from MongoDB to QuestDB. This is a very important thing I'm looking into. So currently every data is held at MongoDB, but accessing MongoDB, retrieving it is pretty slow. So we're looking into using QuestDB, which is fast. And finally, this is something I'm looking into as well. So this is the what my team and I are building currently as well. We're t building a backtesting library that everyone can use without exhausting API limits and also um without the what was it without it being a paid version. So right now I'm using a backtesting library that's a paid version. It's paid. Um, so I'm trying to do something that like how LumiBot is doing. LumiBot has a backtesting library that's free, but it's towards their product. So yeah, so currently my team and I are building a backtesting library, and that's free for everyone, and there's no API limits. Um, so we're currently still building that. This backtesting library it comes with backtesting, but it also comes with trading, so that people could train you know their bots so that they don't have to wait 2 weeks. Ideally, we don't want to wait 2 weeks for a program to run to trade. So just a little bit more into the features we're looking into, and yeah, that's that for Ampyfin. So thank you for watching, and yeah, hope you have a great day.